Hey, Kathy. Okay. I did a little bit of a pre-shuffle before I turned on the camera, but I'll just do a little bit more. I'm reading for Kathy Hernandez today. Okay, so she doesn't have any mood shine through to give us the best possible message for her. Sorry, can you tell me about Kathy's here and now? Can you tell me about Kathy's here and now? What is her present situation? What does she need to know? Okay. Nice. So can you give me a message about her household energy? So please provide me with a message on her household energy. Nice. Future, please. Okay, Kathy, here we go. So, just try to get it a little bit more here. So for your here and now, the first card that we had out was the Strength card. So, the Strength card talks about just, your inner strength. It talks about, taming the wild beast within you. It talks about just overall taming the lion inside of you, and it overall just kind of having an effect on your strength that you have for yourself. And so it portrays, it's the sign of Leo. It portrays a lot of determination, a lot of power that you have in you, and just your kind of ability to overcome any obstacle. So here, you also have it with the Page of Wands, the Star, and the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like there may be a message coming in because you have these two pages. So the message could it could very well be about something that has to do with your career or something that has to do with a passion inside of you. Because the Page of Wands talks about just new ideas coming to you. You have this creative spark inside of you. You kind of have something right now that's stirring around in you that you may or may not be ready to share with the world very soon. And then, the Page of Pentacles talks about welcoming new opportunities into your life. And because it's Pentacles, it's usually career-based. And so it's kind of like you looking for that window of opportunity. And then you got the Star here as well, which is kind of like in the center of everything. And the Star talks about, just renewed hope and knowing that anything is possible and kind of just going with the highest version of yourself. So for your here and now, it's looking very strong. it's kind of looking like I said, maybe, you're going to have like the spark of inspiration. It's just a turnaround. We have the star here, and it comes in the deck right after the tower. And so the tower you don't have it here, but it's kind of just like an event that happened that may have been unexpected. Maybe something happened in regards to your career, your money, your finances here. And then it's like you having to tap back into your inner strength and really kind of like find yourself again. And then this is like that shining star that's coming over you after you kind of went through hell. So that's looking good as far as your here and now. For your home life, and this deck right here, this pile right here, it talks about your home life, or your inner circle. And so you got the 8 of Wands with the 3 of Cups, the 10 of Wands, and the King of Swords. So here again, I'm getting Wands. They're talking about your passion. They're talking about new ideas. They're talking about things kind of coming to you. And so with the 8 of Wands, it talks about a very fast change. And then with the 10 of Wands, it kind of talks about you having to put extra work into something, or you prioritizing your time here. And then with the King of Swords just kind of talks about your communication, standing in your power, having clarity of mind, and getting to the point here. And so I see maybe like a fast moving change coming in here, in regards to your household. I'm thinking that things may be getting better. I get the sense that, with this 3 of Cups here, 3 of Cups asks you to take a little bit of a break, from things, and kind of, it has like the 3 ladies, and they're dancing around, and they're just kind of having fun. And so I get the sense here, you may have been taking on an extra burden with some things. You may have various responsibilities. You may have a lot on your plate right now, and things may be coming at you very fast here. And so with that 3 of Cups energy, it's kind of welcoming you to take a little bit of a break from that. Just kind of having fun, maybe planning a girls' night, celebrating your friendship, celebrating lifting others up. Especially here with all of this, like things, like I said, may have been moving a little bit fast for you. You may have had some things going on where you found yourself kind of carrying the load or carrying the burden and everything like that. And so I think that as far as like, it's like with this being in your household or with your inner circle, like you may have been bearing the weight of a lot of things, or maybe you just feel like that. And so this is kind of, like I said, asking you to take a little bit of a break, kind of just step, maybe rely on somebody else. It's kind of like this right here is like a card of trust. It's a card of mutual respect, being out with your friends, just kind of realizing that you don't have to do it all by yourself, here, and, just getting really, really honest with yourself, and kind of maybe like detaching from all of this extra work and kind of just having a little bit of fun. This is like a detachment card, detaching from, a lot of your emotions and everything like that, or just kind of like any disappointments that you may have had, and kind of just moving into this energy here. As far as your career goes, your career's over here. It's looking very promising again. I feel like it's kind of piggybacking off of this, because first off, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is exactly what it sounds like. It's a completion, and it's like the ending and a beginning all in one. It talks about life cycles kind of ending here. And it talks a lot about good fortune. It's kind of that like what goes up must come down. And then you have it here with the 9 of Cups. You have the 6 of Pentacles here. And then you have the King of Wands. So again, it's like this Wands energy is very heavy here, and it's kind of coming up. And again, the Wands is, your passion, just kind of the things that you have in your life that, the spark of a new idea. It's fire energy. And so here I would say, with the Wheel of Fortune, I think that things in your career are possibly looking to turn around. If they haven't already, then it means that they will very soon. You're going to be looking at a change in your fortune. You know, if you feel like you may have had a little bit of bad luck, I see that shifting here, because again, the Six of Pentacles also talks about a shift in power, and the Wheel of Fortune talks about a shift in general. And so right now it's kind of just saying, like, with all of this card talks also about whatever you put out into the world, it comes back to you times 3. So it's asking you to look at your money situation, look at your career, look at maybe the way that you're spending, or the way, you know, maybe the way that you are giving to other people. So it's kind of asking you to look at that and make sure that you're making the right moves here, and that you're doing the right things for yourself. And then here, the Nine of Cups talks about wish fulfillment, being emotional. It talks about everything that you've been wishing for kind of coming to fruition, and everything aligning for you. You know, this is a time that you want to be super grateful for what you have. You want to count your blessings, and you want to be humble, right? And just kind of making sure that you're in that. So your career perspective looks really, really well here. And then again, the King of Wands, it just talks about you leading, just being a total leader, having a lot of fire in you, creating anything that you want right here. So if you've been having any sort of issues in your career, if you have maybe, again, like you have this energy over here where you may have been giving too much of yourself, or carrying all the burden on your own, or maybe there's been a little bit of a lack somewhere, I see that coming to an end very, very soon, with all of these cards kind of lining up right here. Because again, the Wheel of Fortune, things changing around your fortune for the good. Nine of Cups, total wish fulfillment. Six of Pentacles, you know, everything kind of coming to you times 3, you know, your generosity coming back to you, everything kind of working out for you. And then the King of Wands here, where it's just kind of, you know, your visions coming into your light, stepping into your leader role, creating anything that you want right now. So that is looking very, very beautiful. I think that you can really look forward to a huge shift in your career and your money situation. So good. Okay, over here we have this is relationships, love, or your spiritual life. Again, I have a feeling that you're moving away from something right now. You have 2 cards that talk about moving away. So you have the Six of Swords here and the Chariot. The Six of Swords talks about, it talks about a past situation that could have been bringing you a lot of pain, right? Swords is usually our communication. It kind of just, it talks about our intellect. It talks about the way that we relate, you know, to the world outside of us. And so with the Six of Swords, it talks about you going into something that may be unknown for you. It's a state of transition, right? And then with the Chariot also talks about standing up for yourself, right? It talks about learning how to take action based on your values. It's, you know, in the literal sense, traveling. You could be traveling away from something. I see you moving out of a situation that's just not serving you anymore. And then just kind of looking forward to your future here, right? With this, this man with the Two of Wands, he's literally holding the world in his hands. So it's kind of one of those ideas where, you know, you have a lot of opportunities right ahead of you. And you have a lot of chance for happiness and celebration with this here. So it kind of reminds me of this card over here. The Three of Cups energy and the Four of Wands energy is kind of the same, right? It's talking about just relaxing, hanging out with your friends, your family, people that are familiar to you, to kind of ground yourself again. Again, if there is a situation that you're, you know, especially in love, or just any maybe internal conflict that you could have been going through that you're really trying to move away from here, these cards are inviting you to just look forward to your future and find comfort in the people that you love the most. Kind of have this energy of knowing that you're not alone, You don't have to do anything alone, actually, like especially with these two here. Like I said, it's talking about family, it's talking about friends, just kind of getting together with people and finding yourself back in a situation where you're in perfect harmony and you don't have to worry as much. You don't really have to, you don't have to go it alone, like I said here, especially with this card up here. It had talked about you kind of just having all the burden on yourself. With these two piles here, the one that was talking about like your inner circle or your home life, and then here with your career, these cards also popped out with it. So you have the Hangman here, and the Hangman is inviting us to change our perspective. You see he's hanging upside down here, but he's not uncomfortable. He purposely put himself in this situation because he knew that he had to change something about himself. He knew that something here just wasn't working. Now, be that in his love life, or in his just something here with the inner circle, or something with the company that you keep may just not be working. It could be a specific person, a group of people. It could be a fire sign, perhaps, because you have this fire energy here. Here you have air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah, so just something here, and see these wands again. Wands and fire you have a lot of. Or possible, I don't get too much of a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You just have two cards in each of these that represents water signs, but in both of these here, with your relationships and your inner circle, you have a lot of air and fire energy. So if there's somebody around you that, yeah, I just really get the sense that you're trying to move away from something. There may be some questions in your head, there may be something, and again, like, I wouldn't suggest that you go at this alone. I wouldn't suggest that you carry that burden all on your own. I think things are going to really start moving fast for you, but in the best possible way. Like, you're moving on, like I said, from these situations, and I think it's happening very fast. I think that you may be realizing something, or maybe you've already realized it, or you're kind of starting to get this different perspective, right? This change of heart here. And then here, over here with your love or your relationships, or just even the relationship that you hold with yourself. It doesn't always have to involve other people, but a lot of this energy is not solo energy here. This one also popped out with the Six of Cups. And so the Six of Cups, again, it's telling you to have fun. It's telling you to look for harmony and cooperation in your relationships. To revisit your past. Think about a time when you just had no worries, right? We grow up and the world kind of gets to us, and we become jaded, and we forget what it was like to just laugh and be free. We forget what it was like to just be children and have no worries. And there could have been a lot of worries here, be it in your inner circle or maybe something with your finances. But like I said, I get a lot of energy here, like, with you moving away from things that aren't serving you, I feel like the universe kind of comes in and just smiles on you for doing stuff like that, right? Like I said, here, you're overall, it's like you're finding yourself again, you're finding your strength. And here, like, divine, the energy of the divine is just smiling down on you. Like, you may have went through something that really maybe tested your faith, or an unexpected situation. Maybe with something that had to do with your career here, something that had to do with your finances or your money, with the Page of Wands and Pentacles. But it's like something new is trying to come in. Something new is trying to burst forward. And I think that if you have an idea, I think that if you have a spark of anything, you're being guided here. You're definitely being guided, and you're being protected. I think for all of us, it's really important when we start to do our work, and when we kind of start to move away here from things that aren't serving us or doing us so well. You get all of this, right? You get that Wheel of Fortune energy, and you get what you want. I think that a lot of times it's so easy for us, but change is hard. But like this guy here, this is wish fulfillment. He's super happy. Everything that he kind of wished for is kind of coming to him, and he's very, very happy about it, and he's comfortable, you know. So I see you really, really moving out of some situations that may have not been doing you so well, and moving into a time of prosperity and comfort. Okay. And then finally, we have this pile over here. And so this pile over here is talking about your near future. And again, a lot of these cards are the ones that came out for this. They're warnings, right? So we start off here with the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords can be looked at in a couple of different ways here. The overall energy for the Five of Swords is conflict. It's kind of, you know, wanting to win at all costs. It's maybe energies of people fighting, but it's also, you know, a lot of times I think, especially when we have all this fire in us, or when people around us have all this fire in us, we say things sometimes that we don't mean, or we get into fights and we get into arguments with people, or with the people around us. And, you know, we may have won, but it's one of those energies of like, you may have won the fight, but at what cost, you know? Now everybody is fighting. Now everybody, you know, nobody was actually really heard during this time of conflict. And it's mostly talking about just kind of apologizing so you can put it behind you, you know. They always say, like, when we decide to forgive people, we're more so forgiving them for ourselves, because you don't deserve to carry around that very heavy energy that goes along with fighting, right? Along with that, you had the Seven of Cups here. And, you know, the Seven of Cups just kind of, it talks about our illusions. It talks about, you know, having a lot of options in front of you, but if you look closely at the cups, some of them have riches in them, and other ones have, you know, this one has a snake up here. You know, this one has what looks like a dragon. So it's kind of like really, it's kind of really looking at what's right in front of you, and not letting yourself get caught up with the glitz and the glam, right? You may have a new opportunity coming in with love. You can have something, but again, it could be your creativity, something, you know, or this could just be you. You know, you can really be in a time where you're really looking at emotional fulfillment here, and then you're looking at justice. Because of, yeah. So the Justice card talks about, it's Libra energy, and it talks about truth. It talks about, you know, accounting for one's actions and being judged accordingly. It's asking you to always be taking responsibility for your actions and acting in alignment with yourself. What I'm getting here, just because of all of this energy, especially here with like the people around you, like I said over here, your money, your career, it's looking really, really good. But there are just a few things that stand out to me over here that may be talking about some sort of conflict. You know, I definitely think that something may have transpired, and it may not have sat right with you. It may not be something that, you know, it left you where you have no choice but to move away from this, right? In your near future, if this situation were to pop back up, if you've been wronged, or if you wronged somebody else, or if there were a group of people that you just feel may have betrayed you in some way, or lied to you even, you know, had you in a period of illusion where, you know, all that glitters is not gold, and you just weren't 100% sure what you were getting in. Again, bye babe. Again, I feel like you're going to be getting justice from this situation. I feel, and the justice could even be, again, because justice is acting you to act in alignment. It's kind of asking you, you know, it's saying that anything that has been taken from you, anything that you feel was not fair, is going to come out and work in your favor, you know? And so again, I think that if you can tap here into your highest self and change your perspective completely, and walk away from the situations that left you kind of alone, or left you with all of the burden on yourself. And again, you don't have to do that alone, right? You can find that strength in other people. if there was indeed a situation here where, you know, you were in a conflict, you were in some sort of battle, or you were lied to in any way, shape, or form, or maybe just kind of tricked in some way, I don't think that you should lose all hope. I don't think that you shouldn't let that change your perspective in a negative way. It does seem that you're surrounded by some very supportive people here. It does seem you may have very strong family roots or ties. Again, with these 3 cards coming out in your reading, this is beautiful, beautiful family energy, right? Or just family or friends, either one, it doesn't matter, but it's just basically that you do have a pretty strong circle. You have people that could help you see the joy in life again. You have people that will have fun with you. You have people surrounding you that do have your back to the fullest, and it's time to kind of celebrate with them, right? I think, again, you will do best to not find yourself caught up in any more conflict. I think you'll do best to continue being honest with yourself and get that justice that you seek and get the justice that you deserve if you haven't already gotten it. And yeah, that's my overall. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking over at everything. Like I said, it all looks very, very good. I just think that you might be faced with some challenges, or you may have been, you may have found yourself in some sort of challenge in your here and now, maybe in the recent past. But like I said, you know, you do have a lot of divine energy kind of poking out here for you. It's almost like they're all, you know, hiding just beyond whatever wronged you, right? Like where they say like everything that we want and the things that we deserve, the things that are coming to us are right beyond letting go of the situations that we find ourselves stuck in that probably caused us that pain and that heartache in the first place. And you know, like this is kind of your present and everything here, and then this is your near future, you know. So this conflict, like I said, may not have happened yet, or you may be kind of sensing that something is just not right here. And I feel like it may have come at you very fast, or it may be coming at you very fast, where you know you're kind of feeling like you're gonna have to stand alone, or you're gonna have to take on some sort of extra weight or some sort of burden. But I don't think that you have to. I don't get the sense that the people who are really with you in this life, the people that you really have, it might be 2 girlfriends here, you know, it might be some family members, whatever it is, I advise that you look for that strength within them. And I advise that you keep your faith, and you keep your faith in something higher than yourself here. Because again, it's like looking like your fortune wants to change, especially when it comes to your career matters. And in your relationships as well, you know. I think that you have so much in front of you. You have so much waiting for you on the other side of whatever pain is right here. In this card, none of this reading is super negative. I don't feel like it, you know, was a lot of heartache. Like I said, it may have been a betrayal that you didn't really see coming, or from somebody that you never really thought that you would have to move away from. But I think that once you do, once and for all, and once you kind of, you know, find yourself moving on, I think you know that this is necessary. I think that you may be carrying some sort of weight with you, and as you move forward, you have to really think about what you're going to take with you and what you're going to completely release. You know, if there is some sort of heavy energy that you're just not feeling right now, I think it's in your best interest to just really make sure that here that as you're moving forward, that you're doing it you know, with courage, and you're doing it with the knowledge in your heart that something so much better is waiting for you just beyond the surface there, you know. Like I said, it's not easy to move away from things. It's not easy to move away from a familiarity, but it's definitely necessary as we kind of learn and grow throughout this life. And so I wish you the best of luck. I hope that everything in this situation works out for you. I pray for your strength. I am so happy for you over here. It looks like your career, maybe your actual career, maybe it's an idea that you have, the spark of something that's within you that you kind of want to start on your own. Maybe you may be looking to start your own business. Maybe you're just kind of looking to advance in your career. I see that really working out for you, and so I wish you the best of luck with that, and I thank you so much for reaching out to me. I hope you enjoy your reading. Okay, thank you. Take care.